Do you have the feeling that there's too much to do? That you've got to be in push all the time, like you got to keep going and push. And you're never going to get it all done. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it doesn't have to be this way. This is the thing. Time is just time. It's just going to march along in its regular way. And if you try to jam it full of too much, you're going to always feel like you're restricted and you're compressed and you're never doing the right thing. I used to have this thing where whatever I was doing, I felt like I should be doing these other 12 things, right? I couldn't really settle in to the one thing that I was doing because I felt like I needed to be do all these other things at the same time. I couldn't decide. Do you have that where it's like so many things and okay, so how do you deal with that? First of all, you're aiming at a sense of spaciousness. I'm aiming at a sense of spaciousness, and I want to invite you to think about it that way. That in order to be able to let the best work emerge out of you, you've got to have that sense of spaciousness. Like there's room in you. You don't have to push, you can just let it. Like, oh my God, did you see that? I straightened up when this happened and it feels so much better, right? So compressed is in like this, my body opens up and it feels like possibility is there. How do you get to that place? One thing is creating supportive structures for yourself, time-wise. So at this time you're doing this thing, and at this time you're doing that thing. And they're built so that they reflect what works best for who you are, what your rhythms are, and what your best, where your juices are. So for example, I swim in the morning, or I do exercise first thing, and then I have breakfast, and then I'm in the studio. Or I'm in the office. I'm asking myself to be creative for these 3 hours right after I've taken care of the physical being. That's where the space is, right? And then I let myself take care of the other details that need to happen, or the other things that need to happen in the day, right? Because there's a lot of them. So being able to give yourself dedicated time that is studio time, that is supported by your physical needs are taken care of, and the to-do list has space also. Those two things, there's probably others, right? So figuring out a supportive structure so that you have spaciousness in your studio practice. Oh my God, it's so much nicer. That said, I just want to point out that there are seasons and there's weather patterns and there's things that are going to screw up or shift, or you're going to need to change your dedicated times, right? Right. So the sun rises every morning, but it doesn't rise every morning at the same time. It changes over the course of the seasons. Right. So your routines and rituals, your structures will need to be flexible to deal with whatever life throws at you. Rainstorms and sunshine and whatever. And they need to change gradually as you're working through into shows, for example, Flexibility, support, taking care of all of the parts of yourself, not just the artist. Find spaciousness. All right, create spaciousness. It's not worth it if you're not enjoying it. Pleasure is important. All right, talk to you later. Val Gilman, Taproot Arts and Insight. Please support this. Subscribe, pass it on. People need to hear this stuff, and if you agree with me on that, then help the algorithms know that it needs to be spread out. Thanks.